I'm Mrs. Mercer, Decatur Township Reading Specialist, here to teach your Level 27 Day 3 lesson for today. You're going to read the sounds that the letters on the following slides make. We're going to do this quickly. If you see that your child makes an error, excuse me, you would just ask them to trace. So you would say, this is the letter, let's see, well, I'm drawing a blank here. This is the letter I, which says I, as in itch. You would show the keyword slide and have them trace it 3 times. I. Okay. We're going to go quickly through the slides. If you need any more time, feel free to pause the video at any time. Remember to prompt for the short and long sound of all the vowels. Short and long sound. Short and long sound. Short and the long sound. Short and the long sound. Okay, so now we're on to the spell sound section, and I'm going to say a sound, and then you're going to write in this section here what letters make up that sound, letters or letter. So first sound is nt, nt. Second sound is oi. So you'll repeat the sound and then you'll write the sound. Ooh. And you may need to pause to give yourself time to write. Nd, nd. Ft, mp. Ink. Okay, and now on the bottom line, I want you to tell me or write down how you spell f after a short vowel. When you hear f after a short vowel, how do you spell it? Okay, now the error correction would be something, this is just an example, like if your student or child wrote a T instead of this, you would say, I see T, I wanted ft, ft. And so hopefully they would give you the correct answer after they listen to more clearly, and you would write that down. If you don't have dash ft for ft, cross out what you have and write it correctly. Then write it 2 more times for extra practice. And in class, everybody would do the extra practice. Okay, so that's just to show you how that's done. Now I want you to pause the video and read all of these words out loud. A review of touch spelling. Remember, if you write with your right hand, you'll touch spell with your left, starting with your pinky, going from left to right. As you can see on the picture, that's first, second, third. If you are left-handed, your pen would be in your left hand, and you start with your thumb first, then your pointer finger, then your middle finger. Okay? All right, so listen carefully. I'm going to give you a list of words. You will repeat the word. We're in the spell word section of your paper. I will say the word. You will repeat the word. Then you will touch spell it. Then you will write. You will probably need to pause the video after every word given to give yourself enough time to write the words. First word, trunk. Repeat, touch spell, and write. Do that for every word. Next, tap. Tape, and write them going down the column. While. Groom. Brisk. Here is a sight word. There. Just. Chick. Left. And smile. Take a moment, look over the words that you've written. Make sure they look correct. Make any corrections you need to do now. Okay, now we're going to check our words. So I want you to look on your paper, and I want you to look and see, do you have these words? Are they written correctly? If not, correct them now and write them correctly. Once you've done all your corrections, I want you to read the words out loud back to us. Okay. Now we're going to the spell words, phrases, and sentences section. So listen carefully. I'm going to tell you a sentence. You'll repeat a sentence. The sentence, you will tap out one word per finger for the sentence, and then you're going to write the sentence. Now remember, we have some long sentences here today. If you run out of fingers, then you just go back, okay? So let's say, the cat sat on the bench. The cat sat on the bench. You would do the cat sat on the bench. You would go back here and start. Same with your left hand. The cat sat on the bench, and go back to the start. All right, so the first sentence is, sit in the shade and stay cool. You will repeat the sentence, tap out the sentence, then write the sentence. You'll definitely need to pause the video. Take a ride on your bike. Repeat, tap it out, and then write it. Okay, so now I want you to take a moment and look over your sentences. Use the caps to do your editing. C, do you have the correct capitalization in your sentences? A, accuracy. Do you have the correct number of words? Do you have good spacing in between your words in your sentence? P, punctuation. Do you have the correct ending marks? S, spelling. Do your words look like they're spelled correctly? Look over it now, and if you see any errors, please make your changes. Okay, so now I want you to check your sentences against what we have. If you made an error, cross it out, do not erase, and write the correct version above or below or wherever you have room near your sentence. Once you're finished making your corrections, read the sentences out loud from your page back to us. Okay, now we're on the new sound section. Today we are learning AI. Okay, the rule AI is long A as in rain. Can you say A? A. Rain. Rain. A. Rain. Okay. The rule for AI, the long sound of A is usually spelled AI before an N or an L. So if you see an N or an L and you hear the A sound, you will usually spell it AI. So I want you to take a moment and trace first. You're going to trace AI, A, A, 3 times. Then I want you to write it while saying it 3 times on your paper on the small lines in the Introduce New Material section over here. You may need to pause the video to give yourself time for that. Now we're going to read some words that have the AI in them. Pause the video and take a moment to read all of these words that have an AI in them. You will see a lot of them that have an N or an L after it. Not all of them do. Okay, now we're going to practice spelling words that have the AI for A in them. Just like when we spell at any time, I will give you the word, you'll repeat the word, and then you're going to touch spell the word. Okay? First word, main. Repeat, touch spell, then write. Stain. Sail. And those are on those bigger lines in the new material section. Grain. Faint. Tail. Brain. And chain. Okay. Make sure you give yourself enough time to do that. You'll probably have to pause after each word. If you need to go back, you can do that as well. And let's go through and check our words. Is this what you have written? And these aren't necessarily done in columns, so we'll need to kind of check this way. If you made an error, cross it out and write it correctly. Then I want you to read the words that you have written out loud. Okay, and now we're to the final section, our read aloud. You will probably at this time need to pause the video so that you can read this out loud. Once you're finished reading, then that is the end of our Reading Level 27, Day 3 lesson for today. Thank you, and have a great day.